You've gone through all of the analytical phases and subjective and objective analysis of all the different areas that you and your family and you and yours might move to. But ultimately, is Colorado right for me? That's what this video is going to talk to you about, is things that are distinctly Colorado that you are going to either have to endure or understand when you move here that might not necessarily come up on some of those analytical or subjective analysis that you've been spreadsheeting and understanding prior to making this move. So what's up, everybody? My name is Patrick Soukup. This is the Living in Fort Collins YouTube channel, where we talk about everything there is to know about Fort Collins, Northern Colorado, eating, sleeping, playing, moving, and is Colorado right for me? Now, we are licensed real estate agents, so if you're considering making a move, give us a call, text, or email. My team and myself would love to work with you. We are the ones answering the phones, texting, getting back to you. So feel free to set up an appointment, give us a call or a text. But without any further delay, let's jump into today's video to understand if Colorado is right for you. Let's go. So again, lots of places have great schools, good outdoor activity. They, might be close to the beach, and lots of different analysis that you might consider when making this big move. But one thing that if you're going to move to Colorado, you have to understand that yes, we are going to have anywhere between 250 and 300 days of sunshine on an annual basis. But you also have to understand that you're probably going to be really close to that sun comparatively to San Diego or Florida or places in Mississippi. You are going to be 5,000 feet closer. And in fact, you're going to need to wear a ball cap. The sun is going to be more intense. So while it is a glorious thing to have those sunny days, you are going to be closer to the sun and definitely need to wear the ball cap and sunscreen on a daily basis. I went to Las Vegas, sat in the sun for probably about a couple hours, didn't really get too burnt. Now I had some shade going. And then I came back home to Fort Collins and I was out for 15, 20 minutes and definitely had been roasted a little bit. Neither did I have sunscreen on either place. Needed to do better about that, but I always have a ball cap on. So understand that we're going to have some great sunshine, but you're also going to be closer in elevation to that sun and will need to protect yourself. You can't go long without hearing the joke of Colorado's weather. Well, it's Colorado because it snowed in the morning and is sunny in the afternoon, or is a thunderstorm, rainstorm in the evening, and it was sunny all day. It can change like that. In fact, it can change 40 to 50 degrees in an hour. I was taking my kids to some type of treat after school, and I remember picking them up, driving along, and it was just ominous. And it dropped from 60 degrees or 70 degrees or something like that, close to 20 degrees within an hour's time frame. I mean, while I was driving around, it got freezing cold, frigid cold immediately. So you have to understand the absolute curveball that Colorado weather can be on a daily basis. You could have snow really anytime throughout the year throughout Colorado because of the mountains and everything like that. But in Fort Collins, you could potentially have snow late May, even early July, and as early as September. Now, you can also have 60-degree days in December where you're out playing golf on Christmas Day. So there's some pros and cons with that, but it is absolutely a four-season state. So you're going to have a distinct fall, winter, spring, and summer. But during those times, on a daily basis, it could flip the script. And if you're out at the picnic and having fun, it could be a rainstorm within 5-10 minutes, no doubt. Now, you don't have to like beer necessarily, or you don't have to indulge in, having a beer at lunch, but we are kind of I heard this from a buddy of mine recently on our podcast, which if you have not watched our podcast, go check out Fort Collins Fellas. Me and my buddy Chris Murphy, we released 2 interviews with individuals in Fort Collins, influential individuals on a monthly basis. But I said Fort Collins was the Napa Valley of beer. And it was interesting because what Scott said was that Napa Valley is the Fort Collins of wine. Now, it definitely goes without saying that Fort Collins is a great brewery place, and across the United States, microbreweries are definitely a thing that is enjoyable. But Fort Collins, the culture does revolve around going and checking out different breweries, what beers are on tap, and having a beer at lunch is completely acceptable. Now, you don't have to. Again, you don't have to like beer or even drink beer to get along here in Fort Collins, Northern Colorado, or any part of Colorado. But I would say that in Colorado, the beer culture is definitely strong, and I think you would do well and going and checking out different breweries and exploring what type of taste that different breweries have and what they're about. And you're going to quickly make friends, especially if you do like the taste of beer. So the beer culture here in Colorado is real. Now, I'm going to have to read my script here because I don't want to mess up these numbers, but let's go here. The mountainous area of Colorado is 6 times the size of Switzerland, contains 9,600 miles of fishing streams, 2,850 lakes, and over 1,000 peaks. 58 peaks are over 14,000 square feet from sea level. Now, it is an absolute outdoor lifestyle. We deal with a lot of individuals and work with a lot of individuals moving from all over the country and world. And one of the main criteria of why they're moving to Colorado is the lifestyle. And I will say this, if you move here, you are going to have ample opportunities, whether it's a 5K, a triathlon, hiking, whitewater rafting, camping, mountain biking, cycling on the roads. You are going to have so many different opportunities and lots of different individuals who are happy to help you understand what you can do, what gear you might need, or where to go to really enjoy and explore those places, because a lot of people do it themselves. So me and my family recently went camping, and we had 3 or 4 different people that I know that really go up all the time. And we were looking for, a place relatively close because we got young kids, not too close to water because, well, we didn't want them to be, walking off in the middle of the night and going and drowning, or, really just a fun place to go. So we explored different areas. We ended up going up to Red Feather. It was about an hour's drive is all, but we were able to hike, fish, camp, wake up the next morning, hike again, and head back home. And we didn't have any cell service. It was glorious, but that could be true about so many different mountain biking. My wife said that she wanted to get into mountain biking, and there's her old coach, is an avid mountain biker. So I said we should get in touch with him so that he can kind of show you the ropes. But if you come to Colorado, you're going to be surrounded by people who are pretty active. And with that being said, you don't have to be active. You can be sedentary. You could enjoy just, hanging out at home, being a homebody, and get along just fine. But I will say you are going to see lots of Subarus with mountain bikes on the back, or people heading up to Poudre Canyon on a Friday afternoon, or heading up to Vail or Breckenridge on a Friday afternoon, and busy roads on I-70 coming back. But really up and down the Front Range, you are going to have so many opportunities to get out and about and get into those foothills and those mountains. Now, one common misconception with that stat of, how much mountainous area we have in Colorado. Colorado contains 75% of the land area in the United States above 10,000 square feet. So that being said, there's a common misconception that Colorado is, if you move to Colorado, you're going to be in the mountains. Not necessarily. You're probably going to be along the Front Range, whether it's Pueblo, Colorado Springs, Denver, Boulder, Fort Collins. You're not necessarily going to be in the mountains, but you're going to be within 15 to 30 minute drive of hiking, camping, whatever that might be, or within 2 to 3 hours drive of world-class skiing. So if you come to Colorado, you're going to be around a lot of people who are pretty active, and they're going to consistently ask you to join, come out, have a good time, horseback riding, anything along those lines. It is Colorado to be outdoors and the lifestyle that surrounds being healthy and fit and active. Now, there's so many different things that also make Colorado distinct. We were one of the first green states, and there was a time there were a lot of people that were moving to Colorado because it was a green state. That being said, there's a lot of different green states out there, so probably not a huge driver on that, but I would say we're one of the first pioneers. So at one time, that was a big driver. Other things, we are probably one of the more expensive Midwest states out there. So cost of living isn't distinctively Colorado, but maybe is distinctively Colorado in the Midwest. So that's something that you're going to want to take into consideration too. And there's so many different other things, but I thought these would be something interesting because, hey, like that altitude, that 10,000 feet above, 75% of the United States landmass above 10,000 feet, real estate is in Colorado, is something that you're gonna have to get used to. The altitude, you're gonna move here and you're gonna feel that altitude. It's gonna take some time. People moved here from Chicago and they were like, man, we're gonna buy a ranch because we don't have to walk up the stairs to get to the second floor and be winded because we're just still not used to that altitude. These are things that are distinctively Colorado that you really probably wanna understand prior to making the move here. But if you can understand, endure, and enjoy some of those things, Colorado is still probably one of the great places for you to consider after making all those analytical and subjective analysis. Hope this video helped. Feel free to watch one of my many other videos about Fort Collins, Northern Colorado. And if you've enjoyed the content, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, maybe even share with a friend who might be considering to move to Colorado. And again, we are licensed real estate agents, so give us a call, text, or email if you're considering a buy, selling, or investing here in Northern Colorado. Thanks for watching. Take care.